All right, let's start with a little puzzle. Imagine you have to make a huge $1 million investment decision. The catch? You've got to sift through over 35,000 separate pieces of information by hand. How do you possibly do that fast enough and accurately enough without losing a fortune? That's the exact problem we're unpacking today.
So, to really get why this data puzzle matters so much, we gotta zoom out and look at the big picture. Thailand has set some seriously ambitious goals for its energy future. We're talking about hitting net zero emissions by the year 2050.
And on the way to that 2050 goal, there's a huge milestone. By 2037, the plan is for more than half, over 50% of the country's entire power generation to come from renewable energy. That is a massive, massive shift, and it's going to take some serious innovation.
And who's the one steering this huge ship? That would be the Electricity Generating Authority of Thailand, or EGAT for short. Their main job has always been to keep the lights on, power reliability. But now, they're also supposed to lead the charge with new solutions, especially in solar energy.
But this is where that big, ambitious vision hits a major snag. As EGAT jumped into the really competitive solar rooftop market, they ran headfirst into a $1 million data problem that basically threatened to stop them in their tracks.
It all boils down to this number right here, 35,000. That's how many data points you get from just a single customer's electricity use over 1 year. It's recorded every 15 minutes, all day, all year. And to figure out the perfect solar solution, you have to analyze every single one of those points.
And how long did it take to do all that analysis? You're not going to believe this. For just one single customer, project assessors were spending up to a full month. A month, manually crunching all those numbers, just trying to match up when people use electricity with when the sun is shining.
And that massive delay, it came with a very steep price tag. In the solar industry, things move fast. A month is forever. EGAT was actually losing out on contracts, sometimes worth up to $1 million, all because they just couldn't turn around their proposals quickly enough. So you can see how this was all stacking up, right? You've got fierce competition, this painfully slow manual process, a huge risk of human error in all those complicated calculations, and of course, the very real threat of losing a ton of money. The old way of doing things just wasn't cutting it.
But, when you have a problem this clear, it opens the door for a really clever solution. This team decided, okay, we're going to tackle this head on, and they developed a technological breakthrough to get past all these roadblocks.
And the change was just dramatic. It's like night and day. They went from a process that was manual, super slow, and full of potential mistakes to something that's automated, lightning fast, and incredibly reliable. It completely changed how they worked.
So what is this magic solution? It's called the LoadAnalysis system. Basically, it's a web platform that uses Python and machine learning to do in just a few minutes what used to take people weeks. It's the brains of the operation, sifting through all that messy data to find the absolute best solar investment plan. And the best part? It's ridiculously easy to use. An assessor just uploads the customer's data file, punches in a few key numbers about costs and finances, and that's it. The system analyzes everything and spits out a complete, data-backed proposal ready to go. Okay, so what does this actually mean out in the real world? Well, the impact of going from that old manual slog to this new automated system was, honestly, nothing short of transformative.
Just look at this timeline. It says it all. The original process could take up to a month. They tried to improve it manually and got it down to 2 weeks, which, is better. But with the new load analysis system, under 10 minutes. That is a time reduction of over 99%, a total game changer.
And that incredible speed translates directly into business. With this tool, EGAT has already evaluated and proposed projects worth more than $3.7 million. And these are across all kinds of industries, from manufacturing plants to hotels. They're absolutely not losing out on deals anymore because of delays.
But the story doesn't just stop with getting proposals out the door faster. This new capability opens up a whole new world of opportunities, both for EGAT's business and for Thailand's green energy goals as a whole.
So what's next? Well, EGAT is already planning to expand this service to customers all across Southeast Asia. They've set a performance target of nearly $3 million by 2026. This thing isn't just a handy internal tool anymore, it's a key part of their business growth.
And of course, this all loops back to the environmental mission, right? By making it possible for more solar projects to get approved and build way faster and more efficiently, this system is expected to help cut carbon emissions by about 2,500 metric tons of CO2 equivalent. That's a real tangible impact.
And what's really cool is how versatile this technology is. As the developers themselves said, its analytical power isn't just for solar projects. It could be used in totally different areas, like helping banks assess things like green loans for other businesses. It just keeps amplifying its positive impact.
Which kind of leaves us with one last big thought. EGAT had what seemed like an impossible data problem, and they solved it with one smart, targeted solution. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other huge challenges, in energy or climate or really any industry, are just waiting for a similar kind of breakthrough?